guys! So today I'm going to do some new recipes, and they are, I'm gonna make my own donuts and then s'mores pops. It's my birthday week, and so I am deciding to make all these good treats for my friends and I, and it's gonna be interesting. I'm super duper excited. But first, I'm gonna change out of this my church clothes into anything that's not white. Alright.
So the first step that I did was I took a separate bowl and I put 1.5 tablespoons of cinnamon and then 1 cup of Splenda. I then stirred the two together, and then I took 1 stick of butter and melted it. Next, I took 1 container of Pillsbury biscuits, Southern style. You don't want to use the flaky biscuits because those would just suck up too much of the oil. After laying out the biscuits, I took the cap from my oil to create a hole right in the middle like a donut. I then poured oil. You want a thin layer of oil in your pan. I then took a donut hole and tested it in the hot oil. And then I began with the rest of the donuts. After like 30 seconds even, I flipped them over and they were already really toasty. I might have cooked them for a little bit too long on this one. I then placed them in the butter and then poured them in the sugar, and that's it. And then I took all the donut holes and put them in the oil and did the exact same thing.
So these donuts turned out amazing, and they're so simple to make and like cheap. This is a success. You have to do it because it's so good.
So the next recipe that I'm going to do are the s'mores pops. So first, I just took a generic pie crust and I just rolled it out onto a baking pan. And then I just took 3 pieces of chocolate and laid them out. Around the pieces of chocolate, I just cut out a square around all of them, just as you see me doing here. After I finished cutting out my squares, I began putting marshmallows on top of the chocolate. I then cut out other squares in order to put it over the top of the little s'mores, much like a pie. This next part I kind of messed up on. You're supposed to roll the dough on the edges and then press them down with a fork, much like a pie, but I've never really made those before, so I messed up. The recipe calls for egg white, so I just poked a hole in the top of the egg and then just kind of shook out the egg white onto each little pie. Then over each little pie, I just took a pinchful of Splenda and put it on top of them and then mixed it in with the egg white. I've mentioned this before, but your oven should be preheated to 375. And then you're going to leave it in the oven for around 12 minutes. The moment of truth.
Okay, I did something wrong. Well, that's gonna be it for today's. I'm not sure what happened with the s'mores pops, but it didn't work. Don't do it my way. It was not good. Donuts were so good, guys. Like, you need to try them because they're so simple. They're cheap. They take like 5 minutes and they're delicious. So thank you guys so much for watching these vlogs and reading my articles. It means so much to me, and I can't wait to do more of these, and thanks guys.